Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Chris Kirkman from Dice Hate Me Games, aka Greater Than Games.
AKA everything, yes.
Yeah. And we're here looking at Exoplanets.
Exoplanets, yes. That's, or Exoplanets, as we say in America.
Yeah. That's right. Some of those people. By Brzezinski. Hermislav
we're so sorry. Yes.
That's right. I've advanced to pronounce Ignacy Cevicek, but
yeah, this one's
I gotta work on the other publisher.
Right.
Okay. It was originally published by Board and Dice.
Yes.
You guys have picked it up, and hope you can tell us what we're doing with these planets here. We're building planets.
We are building planets. We are terraforming and creating life on those planets.
Okay. How noble of us.
How noble, exactly. So we have headed into the solar system. We're going to use the energy from the star to create planets. So on your turn, basically what you're going to do is you're going to choose one of the two tiles here, or randomly a couple tiles from the bag.
Okay.
And you'll take that particular tile and you'll choose this place in orbit going out from the center. You'll take the space tile in your hand, we'll talk about what those do in a second, and you put that there. Okay. Because you built that, you used energy from the star, so you're depleting it, so you put that into your supply here.
Okay.
This is actually the countdown clock for the game as well, so when all this runs out, the star's energy has been depleted, we can no longer create planets.
And we all die.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Then you look at the two requisite things here, the two that match up, and you'll take that from the dust cloud. So we have a gas, and we'll get another solar energy for that.
Okay.
The next thing you're going to be doing is actually creating life on any planet you would like to. Everything has a life creation cost. For instance, this takes 1 solar energy and 1 water.
Okay.
This only has a 1 production. So let's say I wanted to go ahead and create life on this planet. I can spend 1. I can spend 2 if I want to, and create 2 life. I'll do that.
Okay.
Whenever I create life on a planet, you will take a creation disk from the solar cloud or the dust cloud and put it in front of you. Basically how that works during the game is whenever the players start building life, and they do this, when they run out, you return them to the creation, and for every 2 of those disks, you can get 1 resource of the type that you would like from the middle.
Okay.
By creating life, though, what you're trying to do is essentially evolve that into a superior species. So during the game,
advance from blocks.
Yeah, from blocks. We're hoping with this Kickstarter to possibly do some custom meeples with a stretch goal, but that's secret.
Okay.
But anyway.
Are they going to be shaped like amoeba?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
absolutely.
Awesome then. Okay.
There you go.
That's what everyone would want.
Right, exactly. So during the game, there could be some competition for domination of that planet. Whenever you're going to create life and you would add a fourth cube, instead, you will then create a species. And that wipes all the lesser life off of that. Right,
yes.
Exactly. So now you pretty much own that planet. The space tile that you got in your hand actually does 1 of 2 different things.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll just hold down here.
Yeah. So on the top here, this has a particular goal. This actually tells you what number, and then we'll talk about in a second about the revisions we're making. But you look here on your cosmic law sheet, and you have goals. So number 1 says life diversity. You create life on 2 different types of planets. Types of planets being rocky, you got gaseous planets, so on and so forth.
Okay.
So when you can either keep this in your hand, and when you accomplish that goal, then you can place it in front of you, and you'll score those points at the end of the game.
Okay.
Or at the bottom, you can also use them for particular abilities. Some of them will do modifiers to planets. In this particular instance, I could choose to put it underneath this planet here, and for this one-time thing, I get to take 2 resources of any type from the supply and put them here.
Okay.
So that's how the different space tiles work. If you do choose to use the space tile for this particular ability, there's costs involved. I would take a solar flare and put it in my supply. Once those are gone, let's say you had done that, we return them, and whoever had a solar flare would have to discard 2 gases from their supply and gain a solar energy. Okay. And whoever had the most would also have to discard a water. Okay. Black hole, it works the same way, except that you discard space tiles that are in your hand. You're going to start accumulating space tiles throughout the game.
Okay.
That's essentially how it works. The end game is scoring based upon the life creation costs on planets and however many species and things you've done. So for instance, in this, let's do this one instead. Yeah. So let's take this planet. It has 2 creation costs. It costs more, so this is going to multiply whatever your in life there is. So a species is worth 5 points. Okay. So this will be ultimately a 10-point tile.
Okay.
This one over here only has 1, and these are both worth 1 apiece. So that's a 2-point tile. That's a 1-point tile. 5-point tile.
Okay.
And again, there are some space tiles that, for instance, let's do this one. that could end up beneath this planet. That's going to give a +2 modifier to every planet in that orbit. So at the end of the game, you'll score. There are also negative ones, so you can kind of hose your neighbor, things like that, of course.
Okay. Of course.
That's the overall.
There's only 7? We're only gonna
No,
have
I just
7
put those
times?
in the middle.
Okay.
You're gonna have 5 rounds actually.
Okay.
It goes pretty quick. About 2 minutes. I mean, people are gonna take about 30 minutes.
Okay.
About maximum 45 minutes to an hour with 4 players.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And so it's currently up on Kickstarter.
Okay.
And we're doing the North American and Canada edition.
Right, with some changes to the original.
There are some changes. We are revising this a little bit.
The English name Exoplanets.
We've got the English Exoplanets name, right? Instead of Exoplanets, yes. And we're also doing another variant with the space tiles now that people can play. Some people think, or at least the beginning game works fine, but they want a little bit more known information. So since you can draw from a planet supply, you can also now draw from a space tile supply as well.
As opposed to having random tiles.
They're still out there, you'll pull, but then there'll be a stack, and instead of that, you can swap out and things like that.
All right. A little more planning, possibly.
Exactly. And another advanced scoring variant where you actually get negative points for these if they're left in your supply at the end of the game as well.
Okay. Okay. Small differences, but there you go. Thanks for the overview.
Thank you for having me.